Hi there, it's me again, Engineering Graphics and Design for grade 8 and grade 9. In this lesson I would like to show you how to do the construction for an inscribed circle. If you are given a triangle, in this case here, it is A, B, C, those are the three corners. And what we do in this case is, it's an inscribed circle, and that means the circle must touch the inside of the triangle. So to do that, it's going to touch the inside, so we've got to bisect at least two angles. And here on the side I've written the sort of instructions: bisect two angles. So for the inscribed circle, we bisect two angles. And if you remember, the second construction we did was bisecting an angle. So you set a convenient radius, which will be used to scribe two arcs from corner C, and then obviously from those 2 points again we'll either make it bigger or use the same radius. In this case I'm going to use the same radius, and let me just make it a bit darker so you can see it properly. There and there. Right, from there we will draw the bisector, which is from C through that point, and it's a construction line, but I'm making it a little bit darker so that you can see it. It will be a light line. Now I need to go in and bisect one more angle. Obviously if you do all three, there's nothing wrong in doing that, but for exam purposes I would only do two, as long as I do it as accurately as possible. From those 2 points, can you still use the same radius and make the arc on that side there so that the two arcs intersect each other or cross each other. From that point there I would then draw my bisector. Now where these two lines intersect or cross each other, there is a point where my center should be. Well, let's hope so. Go to that point, set your compass for starters just to touch the side, and touch the sides. Now, knowing that it will touch all three sides, I can actually scribe the circle or draw the circle, whichever way you want to say it. Right, and there's my circle inside the triangle. That's the inscribed circle. The second one for today is the circumscribed circle. Here, you look here, it says, let me just move this. Constructing a circumscribed circle for the given triangle. Here it says bisect two sides. Now, as you can see on the previous one, I've already labeled it A, B, and C, and this one I'll just use some other letters of the alphabet just to show that anything can be used, and in this case STP, and as I said, bisect two sides. This is your very first construction you did, bisecting a line. So now we are applying that construction to find the center, to allow us to draw a circle that will go through S, corner T, and corner P. So in this case here, we scribe an arc, go to S. I'm first going to bisect line SP there, and then I'm going to draw my bisector. Let's do it on the right side. Let's use that point there and there. Remember, the more accurate you do it, the more accurate your circle is going to be in the end. Now I'm going to bisect TP, and for this exercise I'm going to use the same radius. If it goes through the name block, it's not a big train smash. Arc and arc, and as you can see, it's gone off the page a little bit, which is not an ideal situation, but we can still find the point. So it's that point there and this point at the bottom, and draw the line there where those two cross. That will be my center. In this case, as you can see, I'm using the ruler this time, not just freehand. And there is my center. What I need to do now is to go put my compass on that point, set my compass to touch through S, make sure it's going to cut through T, make sure it's going to cut through P, and if I see that it is going to go through those points, obviously if it doesn't go through, then my construction was not accurate enough. Draw that line, and just get away from the camera. Unfortunately, that is not the right line. Obviously, my setting was a bit out there. Alright, so make sure that it goes through so that it gives you your circle. And there is my circumscribed circle through those points S, T, and P. For the next question, or the next construction, is to finding the center of a given circle. In other words, I've got a circle, but I don't know where the center is. And the construction method here will be to draw two chords, and here on the side I've written two chords and bisect the two chords. So first of all, I will draw a chord, and remember, a chord is a line that touches the circumference of that circle in two places, but it doesn't go through the center of that circle. Otherwise it would be the center, the middle line, or the bisector of the circle. In this case here, I've drawn two chords and are touching the circumference in two places, and all I need to do now is to bisect them, and that should give me the center. I'm setting my compass to a convenient size. Go to that end there. I would draw that line before I do the next one. It just helps you not to get it confused with the other one. There. And I would obviously now go and do the next one. I'm going to use the same radius because I think it will be suitable for both. Go here. This time I'm just going to use two short ones there, so as not to get confused with the other one. There's my bisector, a little bit dark, but it's so you can see clearly. On that point where they cross, I will put my little cross to indicate that that is the center. Now, this could be labeled A, B, and C. And the steps could be 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm just going to leave it like that because you know that you've got to bisect it. Bisect each one of those lines. The next one is very similar to the previous one where we had to find the center of the circle, but in this case they're giving you 3 points, X, Y, and Z. Now, if you think of this a little bit, if we join these lines or these points to each other, it will give us a B and C like it did on the previous one, but obviously labeled differently, X and Y and Z. So if I do this, that is like a chord, but it's in this case it's not on a circle, so it's just a line from point X to point Y and from point Y to point Z. If I now bisect those two, it's exactly the same as what I did in the previous construction. There's my construction line or arc. I'm going to start off with 2 smaller ones. Put my compass or my ruler there, and there's my, as you can see, I've got a point there already because I've done the construction before. Now I go and bisect, and this time I'm going to still use the same radius, but make sure that it's long enough. I go to X, same radius, 2 short ones, join those points, and that will give me the bisector of XY. Once I've done that, I now go and put my compass on that center, I must still mark the center. Your lines, bisecting lines could have been a little bit lighter, but I'm doing it a bit darker so that it can be picked up easier on the screen. What I need to do now is go to that point, set my compass to go through X, check if it goes through Y and Z, and it looks as though it will do the trick. Draw the circle, and fortunately it goes through all 3 points nicely. Just darken it a little bit. There we go. Thank you, and that is the last construction on this sheet.